Hello everyone, I'm Destiny.
And I'm Skylar.
And today we will be talking about how Susan B. Anthony made a difference in the things women are allowed to do. Of course, she helped with other things like giving speeches over why women should have the right to vote and lots of other things that we unfortunately won't go into.
In 1872, Susan B. Anthony was arrested for attempting to vote while it was illegal for women to do so. Her fight for women's rights was her long-term goal. Unfortunately, she died before her goal was fulfilled. Her tragic arrest changed how women viewed themselves, which eventually resulted in the triumph in women finally being able to vote.
Susan B. Anthony was born February 15th in 1820 in Adams, Massachusetts. Susan B. Anthony was the second of her parents' 7 children. Her father, Daniel, was a farmer and later became a cotton mill owner and a manager. He was raised as a Quaker. She met Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and they both traveled around the country delivering speeches in favor of women's suffrage. She was brought up in a Quaker family with long activist traditions. Some of these early Quaker ministers were women. They based their message on religious belief that Christ has come to teach his people himself, stressing the importance of a direct relationship with God through Jesus Christ and a direct religious belief in the universal priesthood of all believers. Early in her life, she developed a sense of justice and moral zeal.
After teaching for 15 years, she became an active in temperance. She was active in the temperance movement, which is the temperance movement of the 19th and early 20th centuries, was an organized effort to encourage moderation in the consumption of intoxicating liquors or press for complete abstinence. The movement's ranks were mostly filled by women who, with their children, had endured the effects of unbridled drinking by many of their menfolk. In fact, alcohol was blamed for many of society's demerits. Along severe health problems, destitution, and crime. At first, they used moral suasion to address the problem. Moral suasion is an appeal to morality in order to influence or change behavior. Susan B. Anthony is most known for giving women the right to vote. The devastating part about it is that she didn't live to see women actually vote. Susan and Elizabeth presented their petition for women's rights to the New York legislature in 1854, but the legislators didn't do what they asked. Susan told them that she would be back. Soon she started gathering women from around the world who wanted to take a stand and became the Women's Rights Association.
Women's suffrage movement had a big impact on women in 1872. Susan B. Anthony broke the law and voted and got arrested and fined $100. She refused to pay the $100 and gave a speech about women's suffrage in the early 1800s. Women were second-class citizens who were not encouraged to obtain a real education or pursue a professional career. After marriage, women did not have the right to own their own property, keep their own wages, which is the money that they worked for, or sign a contract for any reason. In addition, all women were denied the right to vote But with Susan B. Anthony's fight for women to vote, they now are allowed to vote. Without Susan B. Anthony's fight for women's rights to vote, none of the women in this world would have the right. I don't think it would have been a thought in any of the government's minds.
Susan helped create amendments that helped the world for the better, such as the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, which were ending slavery, rights being granted to people who were once slaves, and that African American men were allowed to vote. Susan B. Anthony also opened many doors for women.
Susan B. Anthony's long-term goal was for women to get the right to vote, which happened, but she fought for it. She went to jail. She was fined $100, and back in her time, the early 1800s, $100 was a lot of money. Not everyone had $100 to give to the government. Susan B. Anthony did not, for sure.
Susan B. Anthony's legacy included many things, especially her giving women the right to vote. Her fight for women's rights is still remembered today, and women put "I voted" stickers on her gravestone each year on November 5th, the day she got arrested for voting. In conclusion, Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton's hard work paid off to the triumph of women having the right to vote.
Although there were many hardships, and both Elizabeth and Susan didn't see the triumph of work, women are now able to vote because of them. They were wonderful, and thank you for joining us today to listen to us talking about Susan B. Anthony. What a wonderful woman!